So today I'm giving a talk at a school CF on why Jesus died. And here's my plan. I have 3 parts. Part 1 is a game called Agree or Disagree. And essentially I get all the students to stand in a line, and then if they agree, they move to the right, and if they disagree, they move to the left. So I have questions like, Jesus was just a good man who died because the Romans didn't like him. Agree or disagree? Or yes or no, does the Bible say that all people have sinned? Agree or disagree? And it's just a way for people to gauge where they're at when they think about these statements from the Bible. And then in part 2, they go into groups and then they discuss among themselves looking at certain verses in the Bible. So for example, famous one, God so loved the world that he gave his one and only son. What do you see is the problem and what is the solution? And they go through the verses and discuss, and maybe at the end share what they think is the problem that God's trying to solve, and how is it that God solves this problem through Jesus. And only then, part 3, do they come to the talk, which I'm talking about Malaysia's oldest YouTuber, Uncle Raymond, who is 75 years old, and he has his own YouTube channel. Wow! And he only became Christian 2 years ago, and he has 39 videos on his YouTube channel. What happens is that every week, he'll come to church from 8:30 to 6:30 p.m. 10 hours every week in church. Do what? Go inform people. Interview them. How did you become a Christian? He record it and you put it on his YouTube channel. And once I asked Uncle Raymond, why is it that you're doing this kind of crazy thing? And he said this to me: I am living on borrowed time. Because he says to waste time is to waste your life. I wonder what you think about that. Well, today we're going to look at a verse about God's timing and Jesus' death. Yeah, and it says here, you see, at the right time, Christ died for the ungodly. And the question is, when did Jesus die? And very easy, right? 2,000 years ago, right? That's why we have our calendar. 2025 is 25 years since Jesus was born. And then you have to minus the 33 years or so when he was born and when he died. And so he died about 1,992 years ago. But actually, if you look at this verse, it's not talking just about Jesus when Jesus died, but actually it's talking about us. The right time is talking about when we were powerless. And the next verse also talks about us. It says, who will you give your life for? Will you give your life for your friend or for someone that you really, really like, some influencer? And the test is the kena robbing test. After this, if someone can rob you, hey, give me all your money. And then you say, wow, take all my money, but please let my friend go. That person is someone that you would give your life for. Well, what the Bible says is that God gives his life for bad people. Not good people. If you're a good person, then you give your life for other people. But God gives his life for bad people, for powerless people, and for sinful people. And that shows God's love. And therefore, it shows that actually at the right time, when Jesus gave his life, is the right time for us. The right time is not 2,000 years ago. The right time is today. If you are powerless, if you're sinful, Jesus Christ gave his life for you. And so Uncle Raymond sadly died exactly 1 week ago on Good Friday. Uncle Raymond died on the day that Jesus Christ died for him. And so on Good Friday, actually 2 people died. Uncle Raymond and Jesus Christ. And you can think of it like these 2 chairs. I stole this illustration from my pastor. Jesus died and Uncle Raymond died. And what happens on Good Friday is Jesus takes Uncle Raymond's death on himself. Takes his pain, takes his death, and Jesus gives Uncle Raymond his life, his blessing, and his love. And the only question is, will you sit on your own chair, or will you sit on the chair with Jesus Christ? Will you allow Jesus Christ to die your death on your behalf? At the right time, Christ died for us. And so that's my talk for the third part. The last part is just asking people to discuss. So discuss among yourselves this verse. God demonstrates his love for us in this: while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. And I'll let them sit down and discuss and then share with me what they think is the application or something they learned from today's talk and from this verse. What do you guys think? That's just my plan again for today for the CF talk. Please pray for me. Please pray for the students to understand what I'm saying. And please pray for God to work in their hearts through this talk for them to be able to respond to Jesus and his death for them on the cross. Thanks to God. Thanks so much, guys. Take care. Bye.